So this is going to be a bit different. I'm just taking a walk along the side of the river. This is all this concrete is where they built an irrigation canal. Like so. That's the river over that side. It's all rocks and shit. So I'm going to have a good mooch up the river and see if I can find a crossing point. I want to see if I can get into Hampi without having to pay a fortune to a tuk-tuk driver for the privilege. And it takes about half an hour of breakneck speed voyaging that scares the crap out of you. So I reckon it's actually more safe to attempt a river crossing on my own than it is to get in one of those fucking rickshaws. Anyway, don't worry about me getting sunburnt. I've covered myself in so much suntan lotion I look like Casper the Friendly Ghost. I'm actually brown underneath this, believe it or not. Let's see how everything goes. Catch you later. I'm a little bit further on now, about 200 yards. I'm going to flick the camera around. I found a river crossing. So I'm going to get over and then I'm just going to make my way to a bit of wood we've called finger wood, because it actually looks like a bit of timber on top of one of the rock piles up here. It looks like it's giving the world the finger, which I thought was a fairly appropriate place for me to go and try and find my way to. It looks like a good viewpoint as well, but that just happens to be by the way. How's that for a landscape? Incredible India indeed. Fucking amazing place. So yeah, I'm going to head down where those two rocks are there, or these rocks down here, and see if I can get myself across. It looks like it's going to be easier up at the top there, near the head of everything, so that's where I'm going to go. Made it. On the other side now. Don't know if you can see over there under that rock, there's like a white stick. I just double checked that then because I saw the reed wobbling about in the camera. I thought it was a fucking snake for a second, which is what I thought it was originally, if I'm honest. So I was of the opinion of giving that a seriously wide berth. No, I don't think it is, but still staying out of the way just in case. Happy to report it is just a route, but better safe than sorry, especially when it's your first time in the Indian wilds, as it were. When I was a kid, growing up in the 70s, every Thursday afternoon at 3 o'clock or thereabouts, Tarzan with Ron Eli was on. If ever there was a place that reminded me of it, it's now in here. This is fucking amazing. Over there, that looks like it might be, I think it's a couple of egrets, and I think they must be on their nest because they've been hanging around there all morning not really doing anything. Let's bring it. Sorry about the lack of steadiness, but I haven't got a tripod or any of the fancy shit. I just got my hands and I'm resting my elbows on it. But gives you an idea of how far away we are. How lovely is all that? We're on the other side still. If you look behind me, behind that sort of canopy of trees right over there, right on the other side of the rocks, I think that's where the guest house is. It's roughly between two radio masts. I'm going to turn the camera around and you'll be able to see. Yeah, that tree line there, in the distance from there, you can see a radio mast direct centre there, and another radio mast direct centre there. Smack bang between those, just behind the tree canopy, is where I'm staying. I don't want to say everywhere where it is, because while I want the Indian guys to be able to make money, I wouldn't like too many people to know about it, because it'll fuck it up for the people who do find it, as these things invariably do, unfortunately. What an incredible landscape. It's the finger. Clearly I've been here, someone's been here before. I haven't been here before, someone's been here before. Look at that, absolutely stunning. You could almost believe you were the only person in the world, were it not the telegraph wires that are running down there. And somewhere in the distance, from roughly that direction, I can hear music. This really reminds me, this whole landscape really reminds me of like spaghetti westerns and the real old sort of John Wayne, John Ford style westerns, in the ones that are in Utah, in Monument Valley. It's an incredible landscape, it really is. I'm sort of trying to go around and show you as much as I can. Yeah, it's fucking awesome, really, really. As usual, you have the best times when you're floating around on your own, you know? You're not beholden to anyone else. You're just enjoying looking out instead of looking in, if that makes sense. I'm inclined to agree with old man Mears, as it were. You know, when you go on camps and everything, quite often you meet up with sort of fellow travellers and you all start looking inwards towards the campfire and chatting to each other, when really the wilderness that you come to see is all around you. So instead of looking in at the campfire and chatting to everyone else, maybe it's not a bad shout to just sort of turn around, turn your back on the world as such, and enjoy the landscape and enjoy the wilderness that you came to experience. Really, wilderness is putting too grandiose a term on it when, you know, I'm only a couple of miles from telecom masts, electric wires, civilization. But this landscape is certainly absolutely incredible. I've gone on down where you can see there. I've gone down about 500 yards, but the river starts widening out. There's a couple of places, if you can see just down, I don't know if you can see the river there, beyond these big rocks, and just before the other side, there's a couple of places I could probably cross if I didn't have a backpack full of water and a phone without a dry bag. I'd risk it. And while I haven't got to worry about getting drenched, I don't want to fuck my phone up, so I'm going to head back the way I came, I think. But now I know there's a way to come past. Next time I'm going to come along here, hopefully with a dry bag and maybe with a companion. I didn't want to go too far away from where I said I'd gone as well, because if the worst should happen, I should slip down one of these rocks or something really fucking unlucky like that, do me ankle in, get out a phone signal, break my phone, you know, all these things can happen. I think I'll go back the way I am and be sensible. Well, it looks like I may have succeeded in my other mission, which is to find a little swimming pool. Oh, this may be where those egrets were. So I'll stay away from their nest of all the fucking creatures. Fucking pigeons, even in India. I'll show you this. This is the local residents at their on-site swimming pool. How awesome is that? I'm back to where I started now. This is where I crossed originally. I'll flip the camera around in a minute and show you. It's a good job I did come back, to be honest. I'm obviously not as fit as I used to be. I'm just starting to not be quite so sure-footed on the last sort of couple of 100 yards. So if I'd gone any further, I might have got myself in the shit after all. So I'm glad I made the sensible decision of staying home, as it were. Good stuff. Across those rocks, they're sort of dead centre behind this big rock, and then I'll join up onto the canal out path again and make my way over. Oh, nice. That up there was those two dead trees where I was stood. I like to give you motion sickness. How cool is that?